Today I will help you set up OpenClaw on Hetzner. What we will cover in this video is getting API keys from Hetzner, Tailscale and OpenRouter. We will setting up VPS with Pulumi, connecting to our server using Tailscale and setting up OpenClaw with Telegram and a free OpenRouter model. What we'll not cover is signing up to the different platforms and setting up billing. So to follow along on this tutorial, I would suggest you to pause the video now and make sure that you have set up a Hetzner account, a Tailscale account, a Pulumi account and a Telegram account. When you have done that, let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so first thing you will do is that you will open up your terminal. I've opened up my terminal right now, and what I'll do is that I'll first sign up using the Pulumi CLI like this. Then I'm prompted to open the browser, so I will just do that. And now you can see we are logged in. Go back to our terminal and now we are logged in. From here, we can continue to set up our project. So what we'll do is that we'll make a new folder like this, and then we will navigate to that when it has been created like this. And then we can now use our Pulumi to initialize a project like this, and we will use TypeScript because that's easy. And here we will just press enter because we're already inside the folder where we want the project. And we just press enter, and we just press enter again, and I choose Bun just because I like Bun. Now we will set up the environment. Before we do anything, we will install these two things. I pasted them in right here, but we will need this to be able to create a Hetzner VPS. So I installed the two things. Now they are installed, and now we can set up our environment secret. This is where we'll need the secrets for Hetzner and for Tailscale. So what I'll do now is that I'll use Pulumi to set up these secrets. You put in the organization that you have created inside of Pulumi. If you're in doubt how to find that, you can go into the Pulumi dashboard and you will see it in the top left corner, as you can see right here. And then we will call it OC secrets. Like this. Now we have created these secrets, and now what we'll do is that we'll edit these secrets, and this is where we will add the different API keys. This is the format that we want our secrets to be pasted in, and I will fill all these out and then I'll provide it to Pulumi afterwards. So first we'll find our Tailscale auth key, and we'll create that by going to the Tailscale settings, and here we will go into settings and then keys, and then we'll generate an auth key as we see right here. I'll call it OC key like this, and I'll make it reusable, set the max expiry amount, and then I'll generate the key. And then I'll copy it, and here it's important that you save it and store it because you will not be able to see it again. Then we'll take the key and put it in here. Then we also need our tailnet DNS, and for you to have this, you need to go into DNS settings. Down in the bottom, you need to enable Magic DNS and also HTTPS certificate. And then in the top, you will see your tailnet's DNS name, and you will copy that. And then you will paste it in here into the config. Then the next step is to get your Hetzner API token, and you'll do that by going to your Hetzner admin dashboard. And now that you're into your Hetzner dashboard, you either create a new project or you go into the one that you already have. I'll create a new one, just call it OC. Then I go into it. Right here. On the left hand side, I'll scroll down to the bottom where it says security. And here inside of the security, you will be able to see the one called API tokens. So I'll go there and then I'll generate an API token like this. And then I'll call it OC, and it needs read and write permissions like that. Then I'll show it, and this will only be shown once like the other one. So here it's important to store it and save it. I copy this token, go back to my settings right here, paste it, and that's it. So now our settings are actually done for the Pulumi. So now you can copy everything that you have right here, go back to the terminal, and then you can write Pulumi env edit and then the name of the secrets that you created. Then it will open up in Vim, or maybe it will open up in something else for you. You just paste it like this, and then you just press 2 times big Z to get out and save the file like that. And now our environment is updated. And now what I've done is that I have opened up this folder that we have created. When I list all of the files in here, then you will see that we have the same right here. And what we want to do next is that we want to create a new file called pulumi.dev.yaml like this. And in here we need to reference our secrets that we have created. And you do this by writing environment, and then you just write your secret's name like this. And when you are done with that, then you need to copy and paste the script that I have also provided, because we need to replace everything that's inside of the index file. Like that, save the file. And what we see inside of this script is the Pulumi setup that will make sure that we open the correct ports on our machine, that we choose what type of machine that we want, that we set up Tailscale so that we can connect to our machine securely and not expose it to the whole internet. Yeah, that's basically it. So everything we are trying to set up here is just for us to be able to access it, then later on run the OpenClaw setup. So now we have everything in place, and the last thing you then need to do is to go to your terminal and write Pulumi up, and this will start the Hetzner instance and create your whole environment. Then it should pull the correct secrets, and then it should start our Hetzner instance. And then when it prompts you to perform an update, you will do it, of course. And now it's done building the machine. There will go a few minutes before the Tailscale is set up. And how you can see when it's up is that you go to your Tailscale dashboard, go to machines, and here you will be able to search for if there's any machines named something with open. And when it's ready, it will show up as connected. And you can see that the name will be OpenClaw-server- some numbers and letters right here. So that's the name that will appear inside of your Tailscale. And as you can see, now the server appeared inside of my Tailscale list of machines. So now I can go to this machine, and now I'll be able to SSH directly into this machine. And you can either use its IP address or you can use its name if you have set the DNS or property inside of Tailscale. And I am unsure, but you might have to, inside of your access control, also enable the SSH if it's not already enabled. Then I can go back to my terminal, and then I can SSH into this server like this. I write yes. I am being prompted to log in with my Tailscale, of course. And now I am authenticated. And when I go back to the terminal, you can see that we have now successfully launched a Hetzner VPS using Pulumi, and we are able to connect to it using Tailscale. And now that we are into the machine, we can then run the OpenClaw onboarding flow. And we'll do that by running OpenClaw onboard like this. Then the first security prompt will come up. We'll of course accept that. Then we'll select quick start. And here for the model and provider, we'll search for Open Router like this, and we'll select Open Router. Here we'll paste our API key. So what we'll do is that we'll go to Open Router, and I guess we can press the Get API key, or let's just go through the settings here so you can see. And in the topmost option, you choose API key. And then you create an API key right here, call it whatever, no expiration, no nothing, and I'll create it. Then this one is also one of the things that you should remember forever, because you'll never see it again. So save it somewhere safe. Go back to the terminal like that. Setting up the Open Router can take a minute or two to set up, so you'll just wait for it to finish. And now it finished, you can see right here. And we'll choose Browse All Models, and listing all the models can also take a little while. So we'll wait for that. And now all of the models that are available are here. So we will search for NVIDIA, and when we see the NVIDIA, here we see the one called Nemotron 3 Super with 120 billion parameters, and it says free, and that's the one we'll select. So we will press enter, and then we'll wait again for it to set it up like that. And now the next thing we'll do is that we will set up Telegram. So here we'll search for Telegram like this. Press enter, and here we'll just choose the local plugin. And now it gives us instructions on how to do it. And now what we'll do is that we'll open Telegram, chat with this bot called BotBother. We'll basically follow the instructions that it's saying. So we'll go to Telegram here like that, and here we will text him new bot as it said in the guide. Like that. And then you're prompted to choose a name for your bot, and I found a name here for him, Gamer OpenClaw for the win bot. And now that we have our token, we'll copy the token right here, and we'll go back to the terminal, and then we'll choose the option that says enter Telegram bot token like this. Then we'll paste our token like this. Perfect. Now the Telegram part is set up, and for the web search part, we'll just skip that for now. like that. Skills, we will also skip that for now. And here for the hooks, we'll enable all of these. And I do this by pressing space on each of them. And when I'm satisfied, I'll press enter. Like that. And here, because I apparently already have the gateway service installed, I'll press reinstall, but here it will just install the gateway. And now the gateway service is installed. So in a quick second, I will be asked to hatch out my OpenClaw. As you can see right here, now we can hatch our OpenClaw, and this is basically just initializing our OpenClaw. So I'll press enter here on the first one. And now we'll just give it a small period of time for it to load. And you know, this model can take a while to respond, so we'll just give it some time for it to do its thing. And as you can see now, we get some sort of a response from our model. And as you can see, it asks, hey, I just came online, who are you and who am I, and all this. But let's make sure that we have selected our Nemotron model, and we do this by writing /model and then enter, and then we'll select our model like that. Then we can write, and that's it. And then we'll see if we'll have a big delay again or if it will just work now. And as you can see, now it's running, and hopefully we'll get a good response. And as you can see, we get a response, and let's just answer the questions. And of course, we'll give it some time for it to run. And then we'll fill out the things that need to go in the SolMD. And that's it. Now I've just asked it to be done so that we can finish the onboarding. And when you see these things called streaming, no update for 30 seconds, don't worry about that. This is a slower model, so that will show up, but it will still be running in the background. As you can see, we got a response right here. And now we should be fully set up. So what we can do is that we can exit right here like that. The important thing is just that when you do this yourself and you go through the onboarding, you should get to the point where it says that the bootstrap has been complete. And the bootstrap is what essentially gives your AI agent some personality that you want. So this is the point that you should get to before you exit this part of the onboarding. And then after a while, you can go into your Tailscale. Then you can copy this full domain as you see right here. Then you can open your terminal and write https:// because it runs on HTTPS. Then you can run it. And as you can see, now we have started up the OpenClaw gateway. But what we need to do now is some small changes so that we are actually capable of accessing this through Tailscale. So what we'll do now is that we will, from the terminal where we have SSH'd into our Hetzner instance, we will go to the folder called .openclaw like that. And in here, if we list the things, we'll see that there is a file called openclaw.json, and we will edit this file. You can use Nano or Vim or whatever, but I will use Vim. Now we have the OpenClaw config, and as you can see, this is the model that we have chosen earlier, and this is a token. This token you should note down so you have it, because we'll need that on the gateway, as you can see right here. What we are trying to fix right now is essentially this part where it says origin not allowed. So what we'll do is inside of the settings, we'll go down to gateway part, and here we'll add something called trusted proxies like this, and that takes a list. And here we will add the localhost address like that. Then we go down here to the control UI, and then we add allowed origins like that. And here we'll just add a star also in a list like that. And then we'll save, and then we'll run OpenClaw gateway restart like this. And as you can see, now it's restarting, and when it has restarted, we will give it a few minutes so that we can access it through the URL right here. And as you can see, now it's running again, but now it says device pairing. And here we just have to approve the pairing of our device. So we'll copy this request ID, then we'll go back to the terminal, and then we will run OpenClaw devices approve, and then the request ID. And now you can see that the device has been approved. Then we can go back and try to connect. And now we can access the gateway control panel. The next step is then to connect with Telegram and see if our connection is up and running. So what we'll do is that we'll go into Telegram, then we'll start a chat with our new bot right here, start a chat. Then we will wait for it to answer. We can try with hello, and then it will reply with this, and we can take this whole message just like that. Now it should be approved. Then we should be able to text our bot in here and see a reply, and as you can see, it is typing right now. Then soon we should get a response from the bot. And now we got the response from our bot, and as you can see, it says my hello to me, and it knows its name, it has the emoji and everything. And now you're ready to do whatever you want with OpenClaw. What I would suggest is that you upgrade to another model using, for example, Codex models, paid models on OpenRouter, because they are way faster than these free models that I have shown. But it is totally doable, and it is totally possible to run these free models if you don't require that fast responses or that complex tasks. And just for fun's sake, let's see if it can do a simple task. Please write me a poem about giraffes in 5 lines. And now it's running. It will think about it a bit before it responds. And in the meantime, I can show you the tool that I use to dictate, which is called CodeDictate. This is an open source dictation tool that runs locally on your computer, so no data is sent, and it's completely free. And as you can see right now, it's fully capable of doing what I'm asking it to do. That's it. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, please comment them down below.